History is written by the victors, but myths are forged from the longings of the desperate. In 1429, France was on the verge of vanishing from the map. Over a century of war, the incompetence of the Dauphin Charles, and a populace in despair. In the heart of this immense darkness, a 17-year-old peasant girl appeared, an illiterate girl who could not even read her own name, Joan of Arc. She claimed to hear the voices of God. Modern medicine attempts to categorize this as auditory hallucinations or temporal lobe epilepsy. However, focuses on the result rather than the phenomenon. How did those voices re-engineer the fragile body of a girl into an iron warrior? And why, 6 centuries later, do we still gaze into her flames? According to the girl's records, the voices arrived in the forms of Saint Catherine, Saint Margaret, and the Archangel Michael. It was not a whisper, it was an order. Save France and place the Dauphin on the throne. This mission, realistically impossible, became a completed fact within her conviction. When faith overwhelms objective reality, a human transcends physical limits. Joan donned armor, cut her hair, and stood at the forefront of the battlefield. She had never been taught military tactics, yet she knew how to win. It was not strategy, it was momentum. To the soldiers in despair, she was the living evidence sent by God, whether the voices were divine or a projection of her inner self. The result was a France that began to breathe again. Victory was sweet, but the saint's existence soon became a political burden. Charles VII was crowned because of Joan, but to a crowned king, a girl, who heard the direct voice of God was an uncontrollable threat. The authority of God could not stand above the authority of the king. In 1430, when she was captured at the Battle of Compiègne, not a single French noble moved for her. Charles VII remained silent. According to analysis, she was already cast into the pyre at that moment. A piece that has served its purpose must be removed from the chessboard. Her enemies were the English army, but her executioners were French silence and religious dogma. The trial for heresy was a mere pretext. The essence was the self-defense mechanism of the power system. May 30, 1431, Rouen Square. The girl was thrown into the flames at the age of 19. Records state that she did not deny her voices until the very last moment. "Jesus, Jesus!" Her cry filled the square, and legends say her heart remained unburnt even in the fire. The English threw all her remains into the Seine River to prevent them from becoming relics. But the more they erased her physical traces, the more solid the symbol became. The human Joan died in agony, but the preserved myth of the Saint of France was completed that day. She martyred herself for her conviction, and the system built a national identity upon her death. Did Joan see God or did she see herself? The flames have died out, but the question remains. How powerless is a pure individual conviction against a massive system? At the same time, how does the death of that powerless individual change the course of history? The truth flowed away into the river with the ashes of 600 years ago.